What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be going through my final Heisman top 10 for the 2024 college football season. This season's Heisman race has been very interesting because it is very likely that a non-quarterback is going to win the Heisman Trophy. And in my Heisman top 10, I do have a lot of non-quarterbacks. But let's start off at number 10 in my Heisman race. And at number 10, I have Indiana quarterback Curtis Wark. Curtis Wark has not had this crazy statistical season, but he is a big reason that this Indiana team is going to the college football playoffs. This Indiana team had a huge turnaround in 2024, and Curtis Wark has been the leader for this team. He has passed for nearly 3,000 yards on the season, and he also has a completion percentage of 70. He's been really consistent. He's also thrown 27 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, which is really good. I have really been impressed with Curtis Wark this year, and I think he deserves recognition. He doesn't have elite outside talent on the perimeter like some of these other quarterbacks do, so I do have Curtis Wark at number 10. At number 9, I have Riley Leonard. Look, it was a very tough start to the season. Notre Dame lost to NIU, and Riley Leonard was still not finding his footing in that offense. Riley Leonard threw 0 touchdown passes in his first 3 games for Notre Dame, but in his last 9 games for Notre Dame, he has really turned it up a notch and become an excellent leader for this team. He's one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the country, and he has passed for 16 touchdowns in his last 9 games, and he's also only had 3 interceptions in that 9-game stretch. Notre Dame's offense was being clowned at the start of the season, but right now they have the largest margin of victory in the country, and they have been scoring a lot of points. They have scored 30-plus points in their last 8 games, and that includes a 49-35 victory over USC on the road last week. Riley Leonard has been super consistent. In his last couple of games, he has had a completion percentage in the high 70s. Overall in the season, he has a completion percentage of 66, and he has passed for just over 2,000 yards. But he has also ran for over 700 yards and 14 touchdowns as a quarterback. He has been a very tough runner, and he has helped elevate this Notre Dame offense. You have to give props to Mike Denbrock, the offensive coordinator who came over from LSU, because he has helped Riley Leonard develop his game. I do think Riley Leonard has been under the radar lately, and I do have him at number 9 in my Heisman top 10. At number 8, I have Jackson Dart. I know Ole Miss has lost 3 games, and he has had his ups and downs this season, but he has been an excellent passer in 2024. He's averaging 10.7 yards a pass, which is leading the country. He's also 4th in the country in passing yards with nearly 4,000 passing yards. He has 25 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions, and he has a decent completion percentage of 68.6. I really do think Jackson Dart is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. He's been pretty consistent this year, and he has stepped up for Ole Miss. Ole Miss's top receiver, Trey Harris, has gone down multiple times this year, but Jackson Dart continues to put up big numbers despite injuries. And I do have Jackson Dart at number 8 because he is one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, and he has been putting up these numbers against SEC defenses, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I do have Jackson Dart at number 8. Right ahead of him, I have Shedeur Sanders at number 7. Shedeur Sanders is having an excellent season. Travis Hunter is getting all the Heisman buzz as deserved, but people really need to put recognition on Shedeur Sanders' name because what he is doing is actually insane. Obviously, he has the help from a lot of his receivers. He does have a great receiving corps, so he hasn't been doing this by himself. But he has passed for just under 4,000 yards with a completion percentage of 74, which is really good. He's also passed for 35 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. It's pretty simple with Shedeur Sanders. His numbers are insane, and he is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. And I definitely think he belongs in the Heisman top 10 because he has been really consistent this year. And I do have Shedeur Sanders at number 7. At number 6, I have Arizona State running back Cam Skattebo. I have to have him in my Heisman top 10 just because of how much he has elevated that Arizona State team. Look, it seems like a non-quarterback is going to win the Heisman Trophy this year, so why not put non-quarterbacks in my Heisman top 10 because there has been some excellent players this season. And Cam Skattebo is one of the top running backs in the nation. He's ran for 1,400 yards, he's averaging 5.7 yards a carry. He's also ran for 17 touchdowns and helped lead this team to a Big 12 championship appearance, and they might actually win the Big 12. I think it's impressive what Cam Skattebo has done this year, knowing how bad this Arizona State team was last year. It's not just him. They have a young quarterback who has been doing his job, and they have an excellent wide receiver in Tyson. But I do think Cam Scotabo deserves more credit because he has been an excellent player for this Arizona State squad. And another reason I have him this high in my Heisman top 10 is because he has nearly 500 receiving yards, which is really good for a running back. So that's something that gives him the edge over other running backs that could have been in my Heisman top 10. His numbers are really good, both rushing and receiving the ball, but he has really helped elevate this Arizona State team, so I do have him at number 6 in my Heisman top 10. Look, I said I was going to have some non-quarterbacks in my Heisman top 10, and I actually have Penn State tight end Tyler Warren at number 5 in my Heisman top 10. Tyler Warren has really helped that Penn State offense this year. He leads all tight ends in the Power 4 for receiving yards. He has 81 catches for nearly 1,000 yards, and he has 6 touchdowns as well. He's easily the best tight end in college football this year. And he is a very dynamic and creative player because he doesn't just receive the ball as a tight end. He is an excellent blocker. He's lined up at center before. He's also ran for nearly 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. This Penn State offense really uses him for everything. And I really think they have underused him this season, especially when they played Ohio State. And if they can use him more against Oregon, they have a shot to be in that game and possibly win it because Tyler Warren is a very dynamic offensive player. And he gives this Penn State team a chance, and he really helps elevate that offense. Penn State has found ways to score a lot of points against teams this year. Obviously, it didn't go well against Ohio State. They still struggle to score against elite defenses. But I'm very interested to see how they use Tyler Warren against Oregon. Tyler Warren has really been stepping up lately. He's had over 100 receiving yards in 2 of his last 4 games. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a lot of action against Oregon. I think Tyler Warren is the best tight end in college football and one of the most dynamic players, so I do have him at number 5 in my Heisman top 10. And now we get to my Heisman top 4, and these 4 guys will probably be finalists for the Heisman Trophy. They've been in the top 4 all year, and I don't think it's going to change. And at number 4, I have Dillon Gabriel, the quarterback for the Oregon Ducks. Dillon Gabriel has been an excellent leader and a very consistent quarterback for the Oregon Ducks. He is top 10 in the nation in passing yards, and he has a completion percentage of 73.5. He's a good dual threat quarterback, and he's had multiple rushing touchdowns. And he's also had 24 passing touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. And I have to have Dillon Gabriel in my top 4 because of how clutch he has been this year. More specifically in that game he had against Ohio State. He's been tested this year. The Oregon Ducks are 12-0, and Dillon Gabriel is a big reason for the Oregon Ducks being undefeated. He is a great quarterback. I don't think he will win the Heisman Trophy, but I expect him to be at the Heisman ceremony. And I do have Dillon Gabriel at number 4. At number 3, I have the best quarterback in college football, Cam Ward. Look, if Miami had a good defense, this Miami team would be dangerous because Cam Ward is a great quarterback. He's passed for over 4,000 yards. He leads the country in passing touchdowns with 36, and he only has 7 interceptions. He has made some incredible plays this year that most quarterbacks can't even think of. I do think Cam Ward is the best quarterback in the country. He could help elevate any offense in the nation. He helped elevate this Miami offense to one of the top scoring offenses in the nation. It's just unfortunate that the defense was so bad that they lost 2 games and got left out of the college football playoffs. But that doesn't discredit how amazing Cam Ward was as a quarterback for Miami in 2024, and I do have him at number 3 in my Heisman top 10. Everybody knows who number 1 and number 2 is. I wish they could just be 1A and 1B and they both win the Heisman Trophy because they are both generational talents. It's insane that we have 2 players like this in the same year, and a non-quarterback is definitely deserving of winning the Heisman Trophy this season. Look, I think you can make a case for Ashton Jeanty to be at number 1, but I do have him at number 2. Ashton Jeanty is the only running back in college football this year with over 2,000 yards. He's ran for 2,200 yards with 28 touchdowns, which is leading the country. No other running back comes close to his stats, and he is getting massive carries. He is basically that whole Boise State offense. He is the only running back in the nation with over 300 carries. He has carried a big burden this year, and he has helped lead Boise State to a Mountain West championship. And as long as they beat UNLV, they will be in the college football playoffs. Ashton Jeanty is on track to breaking records, and Ashton Jeanty has had a historic season in 2024, and he deserves all the respect in the world. And at number 1, I do have Travis Hunter. Look, I know he doesn't lead any stat category other than snaps, but nobody has done what Travis Hunter has done in a very, very long time. And nobody has came close to doing it at the level he is doing it. He is top 5 in the country with the 1,100 receiving yards and 14 touchdown catches. He has just been a highlight reel this season. He has probably had the most highlight reel plays on the season. But not only is he an excellent playmaker on offense, he is an excellent player on defense as well. He has had multiple interceptions and multiple pass breakups. And like I said, nobody has ever done what Travis Hunter has done. Not at the level he is doing it, at least. He does lead the Power 4 in receiving touchdowns with 14. If Colorado was just a bowl team, I probably wouldn't have Travis Hunter at number 1. But Colorado did have a decent season and win 9 games, and a lot of the reason was because of Travis Hunter. He has 11 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, a forced fumble. He also has 31 tackles. He does a little bit of everything, but he doesn't just do a little bit. He does a lot of everything. He does it at a very high level. And I do have Travis Hunter at number 1. I really think it would be cool to see Travis Hunter win the Heisman Trophy because he is a very dynamic player. And he would definitely make history, and I think he deserves it more than anybody. But anyways, that is going to do it for my Heisman Top 10. You guys let me know what your Heisman Top 10 would look like down in the comments below. But let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.